I wanted to hop on and share a little reading activity, comprehension activity, whole class activity, something that can be done remotely, something that could be done in person. Here we go. Okay, it's something that you do with embedded readings, and it was shared by my friend Julie Ogden Thompson in the Senior Wooly, the Senior Wooly Facebook group, and I loved it, and I asked if I could share it here with you guys, and she said yes. So I'm going to put her name and her information where you can find more about her in the description of this video, so make sure you go check that out because she has some great things to share with you. So the activity, how it works, and what you do. If you use student jobs at all, it's kind of similar to that concept, only you're applying it to embedded readings. So what you do is you assign different students different roles based on the things that are in the reading. So you're going to have to use a little bit of creativity with this. But, for example, if your reading involves a cat, every time your students hear the word gato, one kid would unmute and just go meow, or, whatever cat sound you want. Purr might be a little bit weird, but you get the idea. So you come up with different sound effects for different words. So if you're doing like camina, they might go, it's my walking sound, right? You assign different students different sound effects for different words in your reading. And then you do the readings multiple times, right? So maybe the first time through you're doing like a shorter version of an embedded reading, and you give out your like 2 to 3 jobs. Like we've got a gato and we've got a camino. Okay, then I, or you, the teacher, will read it. And as you're reading it, when the students hear gato, the gato kid unmutes and goes meow. And you just kind of keep reading. So it's just going to be like a random like meow. And you keep reading. If you say camina, the camina kid's going to unmute and go and make their walking sound, right? Or whatever you want the walking sound to be, clip, clop, like a horse walking. Okay? Then you can do like the next level of an embedded reading, or if you don't have another level, right? Like if you don't have a reading that's like a longer version, just add more jobs. Okay? So now you can have another kid who is doing like, one of my favorite jobs is quien. So if they hear the word quien, they have to go who, because it helps them connect, like quien means who, right? So things like that. Something to keep in mind if you're Zooming is that you should read really slowly, because not only do they need like the language processing time, so you're right giving them a good chunk of time to process that and spit it out, you are also going to need time for them to be like, oh, that was my word, unmute, then do the sound, then mute again, while you're reading the story. So something to keep in mind is that you might need to just go a little bit slower than you might normally, even for your novices. Like, as language teachers, you're pretty used to like slowing it down. Even slower if you're going to do this activity virtually. But it's a great way to, pull in your kids and encourage them to unmute and like participate. After you do this once or twice, it might be a good idea to like give them the reading ahead of time, and then maybe give them like some vocab to support them, and then see what jobs they could come up with. Like, kids are more creative than I am. So sometimes if I'm like, okay, I could only think of gato and camina for this story for jobs, can anybody else think of any other sounds or activities we could do with this one? And maybe they'll be like, yeah, obviously, profe, there's un perro puede decir guau guau. Okay, yeah. You know what I mean? You can have kids help you come up with the sound effects too. So hopefully that gives you something that's super simple, easy for you to try this week. And again, thanks, Julie. I'm going to put her information down in the description so that way you can check out her stuff and see what she has to share.